Morning. Big up football fans, locked in, locked on, back with your boy Deji Spurs. And I have to say, it is a pleasure to be back to normal. Yesterday, you saw me chop it up with my boy Lawless, the West Ham fan, and I'll be shutting this brother down this weekend with my club. Big things not going, big things not happening, but we are having another step to the mic tonight because that's what it is. It's about stepping to the mic. Big games this weekend. I want to know, is Arsenal going to keep doing what they're doing? Is Tottenham going to get the 3 points against a dusty West Ham side? Liverpool, Chelsea. We will know what won. We will know who is legit for real between these two clubs. As for me, I ain't shaking my bum for Chelsea, and I'm definitely not shaking my bum for Liverpool, partly because I think that Arne Slot, he started off well, but as you know what, one thing I like about Arne is he's just legit. He's like, you know what? We've not played anyone. I'm respecting him for confirming that because that's what I've been saying all my life. Liverpool ain't played no one. Chelsea fans shaking their bum violently for Maresca. We know this brother is a madman. I had Leicester City fans telling me, get ready to fall asleep. Is Maresca the real deal? Will Chelsea pop Liverpool this weekend so we start to take them serious? That's what I want to know. So big up to everyone locked in, locked on. Let's step to the mic. You see here, that's the link. Join me. Let's have a conversation in the location. That's really what I want tonight. Conversation about these weekend's fixtures. I picked these 4 teams, Spurs, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. We're expecting Plymouth Argyle to do what Plymouth does. Manchester, Piccadilly, I ain't even mentioning them. They've got Brentford this weekend. It could be very, very long for them. So I won't be mentioning them unless somebody calls up and wants to talk about it. But big up to everyone locked in, locked on. Who wants to join? Big up to Skills in the building. Join me. Let's have a conversation in the location. Big up, everyone. You know what? I want to talk about Tuchel while we're waiting for people to come through. People shake. What I don't like is why don't people have their own mind? Have your own mind. I'm seeing people shaking their bum for Tuchel. The truth of the matter is you did not give a damn about Tuchel until you heard the links. Don't lie to yourself. Now people are saying we're going to win the league. We're going to win the World Cup. We're going to win the Euros with Tuchel. How? This brother is... And then people want to tell me that he's a cup guy. Let's be real. Under Chelsea, he was lucky to win the Champions League. This brother, look what he did to that Bayern Munich team. This brother brought Eric Dyer from Spurs. Eric Dyer, that couldn't get a sniff at my club, was bought by Tuchel. This man is a madman. I think for England, it needs to be a Pep. It needs to be a Klopp. Anything less than that is a mess, a hot mess. I don't trust him. I'm not going to lie. People shaking their bum for him. I do not trust this brother. I would rather have the Argentina brother, to be honest. The Argentina brother, I would have preferred him because at least he's won the World Cup. He has a proven track record. And we can afford his salary. Just pay him double than what Argentina's paying. I can tell you now, he will happily leave Buenos Aires and come to cold London for the job and for the paper. So, yes, that's my little thoughts on Tuchel right now. I'm not happy to see it. You know what? I'm happy to be proved wrong, though. Tuchel, prove me wrong. Show me that you've got an identity other than the paper. Show me you've got the kahunas to drop Kane. Show me you've got the kahunas to start Solanke. Show me you've got the kahunas to start Maddison in this England team, because how Maddison does not get in this England team is beyond me. It's a madness. And you know what? These brothers keep allowing the papers to pick the teams, and it's getting on my nerves. So big up everyone locked in, locked on. We got Randall. Randall says Arsenal is dead food. Well, the truth is, what I wanted to talk about is Starboy playing this evening? The murmurings is he's a doubt, but he's likely to play. I want to know, is Arsenal legit? Can they play without their Starboy? That's what I want to know. Someone tell me about it. Is Arsenal real? People talking to me about shivering me Timbers. Timbers looks okay. He's no your doggy. Do you get me? He's no your doggy. But he's aight. Do you get what I'm saying to you? He's aight. People want to shake their bum for him in the kind of team, Premier League team of the season. So we don't know. Audio artisan in the building. Big up to you, my guy. Zanman Poo Poo is not having it. Asa talks about the domination in the location. Big up Trigger TV as well. Big up to you, my G, right there. Jamaica has the greatest food, so I can't win trophies. Okay, something like that. I'm not sure. These brothers are talking to it. Looking to enjoying my honey roast ham dinner on Saturday night. Enjoy it, man. Enjoy that. We're gonna slap up that Hammers team. I can't. You know what? You gotta rate West Ham fans. You know, I've never seen anything so dusty in my life. Waffle, yes, courtesy of Never a Foul. These brothers sent man a cam. All of this Casper the Friendly Ghost is no more. You understand? No more, no more, no more. We are for it. Is no one joining me? Can no one see the link? I need people to chat with me. Even if you don't want to show your face, come on the camera. Let's have a conversation in the location. I want to know, who do you think is going to win between Liverpool and Chelsea this weekend? Is Arsenal the real deal? Can they do things? Are they legit? Can they do what they got to do with potentially without their star boy? Or are they just going to force the star boy even if he's got a little knock? Can Tottenham get back to winning ways against a dusty West Ham team? For me, if Tottenham don't beat West Ham this weekend, I want Ange out. I don't care. I've seen little comments from him, little footage. Let me just qualify this. I love Postecoglou. So you lot are going to be saying to me, what's going on? I love the brother. I love the style of play. However, when you lose 3-7, you put your back against the wall. And for me, it's unacceptable. Right now, Tottenham need to be finishing Champions League position. Now, I don't mind if we don't finish top 4, provided we win the Europa League. But that is really playing Russian roulette, putting all of your eggs in one basket. And if it was to flop, the season would be a disaster. I'd rather Tottenham do it in the league. You understand? That's what I'd rather. Get it in there. But you know what? I got my first guest, my bro, you know. Oh, Brandon, never. First making his debut on the channel, smoking that. I ain't even going to say it. Smoking that thing. Brandon, my guy, long time. How are you?
Smoking that Spurs pack, bro. That's what I'm doing.
Bro, it's not really a Spurs pack. What is that? Is that you smoking out of fear? Is that you smoking out of nerves, my bro? What's going on?
Nerves?
What's going on with your club?
Huh? Out of nerves for your club? I don't think so, bro.
You know, Brandon. One thing I love about you, though, is you call yourself Truth Gunner TV. And most of the time, I would say 9 out of 10 times, you chat the truth. So what I want to hear from you, before we get into Arsenal, what's been your observation of my club so far, Tottenham Hotspur? Like, legitly, like, what do you think the issue is? What do you think Tottenham need to do to turn it around? And then let's get on to your club, because there's a lot of shaking bums already coming out. But I've been seeing some suspicious activity, especially in that back line, Calamari being one of them. Even your star boy, Ben White, from the Punch and Judy show, not really been the imperial guy. But, I mean, the fact that Shiver Me Timbers looks more like a right back than your Ben White, looks more like a left back than your Calamari, is really worrying, because he can't play on both sides of the defense in terms of the wing back. So, yeah, your thoughts on Spurs, and then let's get into Arsenal, my brother.
So, what was it? What do I think Spurs need to do?
Yeah, like, legitimately, what have you made of Spurs so far? Are we as bad as we appear to be? And what do you think we need to do in order to kind of get things right?
Spurs' biggest problem is finishing chances. That's their biggest problem.
Yeah.
That's their biggest problem. Ange has this way of playing, right, which I think is very naive. He's still doing this high line thing. He's still not adapting to the opposition that he comes up against, which is something that my manager is doing. That's something that I can credit him for. He is adapting.
Yeah.
And I do think that will come with time. I do think the more players that Ange Postecoglou gets of his own, the more he'll be able to adapt his style. But your biggest problem is finishing. Up top, you ain't really got a finisher. I mean, Dominic Solanke was brought in to be the guy. He's only just come to the club, so you have to kind of give him a little bit of time anyway to adjust. This will be the biggest club that he's played at. And when I played at, I know he was at Liverpool, but he weren't playing regularly. So I suppose it's a different kind of pressure when you're at Tottenham compared to Bournemouth. But when you're consistently starting Timo Werner, you're just asking for trouble, bro. That guy needs to.
He's rubbish.
You're better off. Honestly, I swear to God, you are better off playing on left wing yourself, Deji, bro. Yeah,
bro, I swear, Dan, if they covered my travel, I would play left wing for Spurs and do absolutely. I would do exactly what Werner's been doing for my club, which is absolutely nothing. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But they can save themselves a few bob by just putting me as a left back. But no, big up to you for being legit, because people keep telling me, "Oh, you're playing rubbish," and I'm saying, no. If you're really deep Tottenham, we play some of the sexiest football in the league. We just ain't finishing off our dinner. So yeah, I take the critics. I get people criticizing, but if Tottenham can click in terms of up top and find Solanke and get this brother scoring goals, it could be long for a lot of teams, bro. Or what do you think?
Bro, if Tottenham were as bad as what people make out, then certain teams wouldn't set up a certain way against Spurs, right? Yeah. I'll use my team as a prime example, right?
Thank you, bro.
When we came to your stadium this season, we didn't necessarily come there to play the same way that you see Arsenal play all the time under Mikel Arteta. We adapted to allowing you to have the ball, understanding that Spurs are a very good possession-based team, and they can hurt you. They have the players to hurt you. So what we'll do is we'll rely on our defensive shape, and we'll hit you on the counter. And look, we scored from a set piece. Arsenal are known for scoring from set pieces now. This isn't luck anymore. This is something that we've added to our game. Yeah, it's clearly working, and we got the job done. But teams are starting to respect what Spurs can do on the pitch. Now, the difference, like I said, the only problem that you've got is Ange Postecoglou being so stubborn with this high line and his inability so far to adapt.
Do you think it's the high line, though? I think when I look at the Brighton game, sorry to cut you, Brandon, and everything you've said so far is spot on. I can't even interject. But when I look at the Brighton game, when I look at the Leicester City game, when I look at the Newcastle game, maybe the Newcastle one, you could say it's the high line. But the Brighton game, I think it's just management, man. I think manage it. This brother's not making any subs. Made the first sub after 35 minutes. And you're thinking, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Management of the game. And that's something that Arteta has brought to the Arsenal team. As much as I banter your club, that's something I have to respect. He knows when to make changes, bring on Calamari, drop it, show respect to the opposition. And, sometimes in football, you got to be humble. Jay Greens, he does this all the time. Every bloody show, he keeps bloody reminding me that football is a true humbler. And he has a point. But actually, there is something about being humble in certain matches and not just being so gung-ho. And the fact that he just left it as is, Brighton, when you could see that the Titanic was sinking, I just thought was a bit stupid, and I was a bit disappointed. I can't lie. I'm still in recovery from that game.
Yeah,
do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. At the end of the day, you guys were in control of that game. If anything, he should have probably shored it up at half time, because there's no reason for Spurs to be going gun-ho in the second half. You're 3-0 up. Do you know what I mean? Or 2-0 up or whatever it was. But If it was me, I'd have probably took off one of my attacking midfielders and brought somebody on to shore it up, like a Basuma or a Sarr or somebody with a bit of steel in midfield. I think that's where Spurs ended up losing that game, because you lost the midfield battle in the second half. And Brighton are a decent team and they should be respected. And I don't think he showed Brighton the respect that they should have got. And that's the downfall. Newcastle, that was a completely different game. Let's be real. On another day, Spurs win that 3 or 4-0 if you finish your chances. But again, you got to credit Newcastle with their game plan, because again, they understood that Spurs were going to have the majority of the ball. If you try and play football against them, you're going to get hurt, because at the end of the day, you're a very good possession-based team. You're very good at keeping the ball, moving it around, finding little pockets of space. And if you allow, your most gifted and deadly players to get in them spaces, they will hurt you. So Newcastle played it to an absolute T, because they did, exactly what Arsenal did. They sat back, thought, you know what, we will get chances, because Spurs do play with a high line. We will be able to get, in behind. We just got to finish our chances. And Newcastle finished their chances and you didn't. And that was the story of that game. Same with the Arsenal thing, we finished our chance and you didn't. You didn't really create too much against us at all.
I think you guys didn't create anything. You guys didn't create anything either. You got the goal, but you guys didn't do it. And that's why the Brandon, when I'm telling people, is that really the game plan, to really sit back, which I know it is, but it wasn't a great performance from Arsenal. Tottenham showed superiority on the pitch, but we couldn't finish off our dinner. And well done for Arsenal for doing what they needed to do, which is to get the 3 points. No one is going to care in 10 years' time how we played. It's all about the results at the end of the day, and Arsenal got the job done.
And this is the thing, this is what I like about Arsenal so far this season. Obviously, it's still early on, but a lot of the time I've had complaints about Mikel Arteta and his ability to adapt. So far, we played Aston Villa away, Tottenham away, and Man City away, which is arguably the 3 toughest away fixtures in the league, aside from Anfield, And we've come away with 7 points out of 9. And really and truly, we was very unlucky to not come away with 9 points out of 9, because, I think we defended so well in that second half against Manchester City with 10 men. We deserved to come away with the 3 points. And it's just a bit unfortunate that we lost concentration right at the end. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think that's the whole Spurs thing. And just got to learn how to adapt, right? And your front players, your most deadly players, have got to learn how to finish their chances and just realise that, you can't keep getting into good positions and consistently missing chances. And the first thing that needs to happen straight away this weekend is Timo Werner does not need to be on that starting 11 team.
If I see this brother Timo Werner, man, I've never had so much beef with a player. Right now, since I'm on this platform, I'm ready to do a Jake Paul, I'm ready to call this brother into Wembley Stadium. Let's go in the ring. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done with Timo Werner. I do not want to see him at my club again. He's rubbish. Unless he can show me that he can go on a run like Brennan Johnson. If I got to step in the ring, whether we do it in Wembley, whether we do it in Cardiff, whether we do it in South, I don't give a damn. I will step with this brother in the ring. That's how much he is annoying me. But let's get into Arsenal, because I've made my observations about Arsenal, my bro. Look, big up to everyone locked in, locked on. Make sure you smash a like. Brandon's in the building, dropping some gems, dropping some truths. And you've seen the link pinned. If you want to join the conversation, change it about your club, make sure you click the link and we will have a conversation. But quickly, just speaking to Brandon, so far so good for Arsenal, I would say. But you, man, don't look great. Your back line is looking very, very suspicious. Your defense, I would say the reason why you guys are where you are is because of David Raya. I think David Raya has come out and he's looked like I'm in business. I am solidifying. I am cementing myself as one of the best goalkeepers in the league. And I want to give him credit. Right now, I rate Raya over Vicario because he looks more assured. He doesn't look as suspicious as my keeper, who I think at times can look like vicarious liability, although he's done all right so far this season. But Arsenal have conceded 5 goals. And prior to the Brighton game, we had the same level of goals conceded. I think you can easily be got at. We saw it in the Leicester game. We saw it in the Brighton game. But I feel like your results, unlike Spurs, where I feel like Tottenham have been unlucky with the results, would it be fair to say that Arsenal have been lucky with the results? And I'm looking back at the Villa game where you could have lost that game. Brighton, you could have lost that game. Spurs, you could have drawn that game. You were unlucky against City. I think you were the better team. I'm not going to lie. You against Plymouth Argyle, if not for the sending off, I could have seen you guys winning that game. But we all know that Plymouth are notoriously slow starters to the league. We all know that. And the Leicester City game could have easily been a draw, my brother. And there was nothing to shake your bum about when you play the Wolves team that doesn't eat meat. So, Brandon, like on the real, has the results kind of papered over the cracks?
There's an element of luck to it, definitely. You look at the Aston Villa one, Ollie Watkins, on another day, he scores 2 goals. You know, Arsenal probably don't come back from 2-0 down. The Spurs one, you could say it's luck, but again, like I reiterated earlier, when Arsenal are scoring set pieces in pretty much every game, then you can't no longer call it luck anymore. And we obviously targeted Vicario in that because Vicario, let's be real, he's a decent shot stopper, but when it comes to set pieces and that, he does flap about at things quite a lot. So, you know, that's something where I think David Raya definitely outstands against Vicario, because David Raya is a lot more calm and collected in situations like that. The Man City game, we was definitely unlucky not to win. What other game? I mean, Leicester and Southampton. Look, Leicester scored 2. One of them was an absolute worldie, and the other one was, you know, a deflection that wrong-footed the goalkeeper. I think them 2 goals that we conceded were not down to defensive errors, but more just down to luck on Leicester's side. Really, I just
think a big team like you, though, allowing a Leicester team to score goals like that, you are asking for trouble. You are asking other teams looking at you 100%. Thinking, well, you can be got. Like I took my thing from the Leicester game was Arsenal can be got at. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of teams will be licking their lips and thinking, yeah, we can get at this team.
Yeah,
you don't look as go on, sorry, brother.
Not so much the Leicester game, the Southampton game. Yeah. I agree. I think, you know, people will look at that and go, okay, Arsenal's defence is very strong, but they can still be got at, because Southampton, you know, they scored against the run of play.
Yeah,
they hit the crossbar, they hit the post, you know. So even though they're a poor side, they still had high quality chances against us, and they just couldn't finish it off. And obviously we ended up going up the other end and scoring 3 goals and winning the game. But the Leicester one, not so much, because I think both their goals had an element of fortune to them. I don't think James Justin will ever score a better goal than what he scored against us, to be honest. There was an element of fortune there. Now, the other thing as well is I think the reason why we conceded 3 goals over them 2 games against Leicester and Southampton is because we also have an element to us where we can get a little bit comfortable at times, and we can't think that these teams that are lower down the league that shouldn't really be worrying us. We can't. It's almost like we kind of turn up expecting 3 points just to be handed to us straight away, and it don't work. You know, look at Arsenal last season. It wasn't the big games that cost us the league, because we was the highest points taking team in the top 6 in terms of like against the top 6. So, you know, and Manchester City was actually one of the worst. Man City drew both games against Chelsea. Man City also lost against Liverpool and drew 1 against Liverpool. Did they draw against you guys as well last season?
Yeah, they had 1 win and 1 draw against Spurs.
1 win and 1 draw against you. And then the only team that they beat twice was Manchester United. That was it. Apart from that, their top 6 record was poor last season, and they still won the league because all the other games Manchester City won consistently. Whereas as Arsenal, what cost us the league title last season was West Ham and Fulham, and Aston Villa, which was later on in the season. But I looked to them 2 games against Fulham and then the one against West Ham where we had 36 chances and didn't score, and they're really ones that cost us the league. Let's be honest. So we have this tendency, Deji, when we go to lower league teams where we just kind of have a little bit of arrogance about us, where we just step onto the pitch and think that 3 points is just going to be handed to us. So I do think we have lapse in concentration when it comes to that. But like I say, it's early on in the season. It looks like we picked up a few more injuries on this international break, and we've got some tough fixtures coming.
Who are they? Can we just confirm? And just before you answer that, big up to VJ, always showing love there with the super sticker. Big up VJ, thank you very much, very, very much. And everyone that's locked in, locked on, remember the link is there. Step to the mic. Let's have a conversation in the location. But I'm hearing your star boy might be injured for this weekend, or he's looking like he's a doubt anyway. But who are the other potential injuries for this weekend? Because that'd be good.
Martinelli's also a doubt as well. He apparently picked up a knock.
Right.
And then Tommy Asu's injured again, but he's always injured, bro. There's no point even worrying about him.
He's dusty, man.
Yeah. He might as well. At this rate, bro, he might as well just be sponsored by the NHS. Do you know what I mean? So, but I'm not too worried at the moment. I'm not too worried. Like I say, Saka's picked up a knock, but there's some people out there saying that it's not as bad as what it seems. So we'll have to kind of wait and see on that one. We've had this
I do think there is this one thing that I will say. There is this heavy over-reliance on your star boy. And I just wonder if Saka was not to play. I mean, I think you guys have got Bournemouth this weekend. And whether you like it or not, Areola has these brothers sourcing. If anyone watched the Bournemouth game against Chelsea, they should have really won that game 4-1. They ended up losing 1-0. I think Semenyo might turn you, man, inside out. Have you lot spinning like Kylie Minogue? Because I feel like there's an Arsenal team with your star boy, and then there's Arsenal, or should I call it the Gunners? Yeah, the kind of empty barrel that plays when you don't have your star boy. Would you have as much chest? Would you be confident to get the result, the 3 points against Bournemouth this weekend without Saka? Because I just feel he's at a point in his career where it's almost like Saka or bust. Do you know what I mean? Odegaard, you can afford to lose him. Rice, you can afford to lose. Martinelli don't make a difference. I think the other person who I think would make a difference to your team is Saliba. Lose Saliba, you're done for. Lose your star boy, you're done for. Everyone else, you can cope. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree to that. I said that in the summer anyway. That I didn't think Arsenal did enough. I think, we needed another 2 or 3 more. We didn't get them. I mean, you say about us coping without Odegaard. I mean, when Odegaard's injury was announced and we knew that it was going to be a long-term thing, we didn't really have anybody who we kind of thought would be able to take up that mantelpiece and take up that role. The fact that Trossard's come in and done it, and he's doing it all right, he's doing it to a decent level as well, means that we don't have Odegaard. But I don't know, there's also got to be an element of trust as well, Desi, because, we brought in Raheem Sterling. I don't rate him one little bit. I don't think he's anything.
Arsenal fans were shaking their bum. I mean, look, I rate Sterling. He's an England legend, so I don't want to speak negative. But we kind of knew what you were going to get. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we knew there was going to be a lot of running and a lot of missing in front of goal. That's what you brought. That's what you brought to your club. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's like the English version of Timo Werner, isn't he? It's what it is.
I don't know who I would prefer, Timo or Sterling. Similarities there. I think, truth being told, I'm not going to lie.
I have to have a slight element of trust with the manager and the club, because when Odegaard got injured, I thought that was it. It was done. I thought, we're done already. We're finished. But we found a way of coping with him being injured. We found a different way of playing that's got us results in some tough fixtures, right? I want to see if this manager and this squad can cope without a Bukayo Saka, without a William Saliba. So that's when I'll kind of make my judgment, because at the moment I kind of have to trust them because they've managed to do it without Odegaard. Can they do it without Saka? Well, I said in the summer, Deji, we cannot continue to expect Bukayo Saka to play 50 to 60 games for Arsenal every single season without getting injured. It's inevitable that at some point this guy will spend a period of time out, because you can't keep playing at the highest level week in, week out, week in, week out. Not just week in, week out either, but he plays in pretty much every
game. It's like you
game,
can't
bro.
do nothing without him. I mean, girl, it's almost making me ill. Come on, this is meant to be one of the best teams in the world, and they can't live without one player. It's actually a disgrace, to be honest with you. It's a disgrace. I can't even lie. You should be shameless.
We've got to be very careful. We've got to be very, very, very careful, because our squad is thin, right? It's thinner than last season. We had a 25-man squad last season. We've got a 22-man squad this season, right? So we've got to be very, very, very careful about how we play this. And like I say, we've got some tough fixtures coming up. We've got Bournemouth away this weekend. As you rightly say, they're a very good side. Their manager's got them playing some decent football. They're decent. We could get caught out in that game if we're not careful and we rotate too much. But we also need an element of rotation as well, because after Bournemouth, we've got to play Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League at home. Then after that, we got Liverpool at home. Then after that, we got Newcastle away. And then after that, we got Chelsea away. So these are some big games. Yeah,
Brandon,
big games.
you came to drop the good news. So you, man, ain't done nothing yet. All of your football is about to be played. Would you say that? All of your football, Arsenal fans, all of your ball is about to be played. Big up Skills in the building. He said Spurs to drop points this weekend. Arsenal won't. Don't make me laugh. If your star boy doesn't play, you're getting slapped by Semenyo, who I can tell you is coming to my club in January. Inside information there for the location. But yeah, Brandon, so sorry there. As you were saying, my brother. Look, hold on 1 second. Big up everyone locked in, locked on. Bare people in here.
Hang on.
Step to the mic. Yeah.
I got that wrong. It's Bournemouth away. Yeah. Shakhtar at home.
Yeah.
Liverpool at home.
Yeah.
Inter away. Chelsea away. And then Newcastle away.
Yeah, that's a interesting run of games. Get through that, and you man are legit. Not saying that you're not legit. You guys have obviously been doing what you had to do, but we know that Plymouth Argyle is slow starters. What I want to know is, can you beat Plymouth come April? When do you play Plymouth next?
Plymouth? Who the fuck are Plymouth?
You know who Plymouth is, bro. You got a two draw at Plymouth the other day. And you had a man sent off. Two draw and the man sent off.
City? Why is City Plymouth?
Because, bro, let me tell you now, I'm going with Plymouth right now because let's be real. I'm fed up of City fans shaking their bum, acting like they were about this. The truth of the matter is Saudi money came in, they closed their eyes and they put their finger on the map. It so happened to be City. Could have been Plymouth Argyle. Could have been Oldham Athletic. Could have been Colchester United. So I ain't showing City fans no love. I don't give a damn. I'm calling them Plymouth from now on. You could have been Plymouth. So, for me, we know that Plymouth don't start the season well. What I want to know is, if you can beat Plymouth come April, when you know they're in the business end of things, then obviously, for real, we know that you're legit. Tottenham has slapped up Plymouth at the beginning of seasons. That's what people do to them. That one is not new. Do you know what I'm saying? And the fact that they're picking up points, not playing well, that is a problem. I'm not going to lie.
It is, but I also look at City at the moment and there's an element to their game where you kind of look and think, is it sustainable? I mean, they definitely don't look like the same City side without Rodri. And let's be honest, bro, if Adama Traore could finish his dinner, that game would have been completely different as well.
For real, bro. Let's be real. I like Fulham, you know. I like Marco Silva. I like Fulham. I like what these brothers are doing. You know what I mean? And Jordan says here, those evening away matches will be tricky. Shakhtar the next. If you're away to the next, all the way in the Ukraine, then coming through to play Inter at the San Siro, that is no joke. This is when we get to test the metal. I agree with Brandon. On the normal day, Arsenal can beat anyone. I said it last year. I expected you lot to get to the Champions League final. You didn't. It was a poor Bayern Munich team that you man lost to. But I'm expecting you man to go one better. So far, so good. The only thing I would say is last season, you looked unbeatable. This season, you look like you can be taken out. It's just that no one stepped up to take you man out. That's how I'm seeing it at the moment.
I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It's not a big enough sample size yet for me to say one way or the other. You know,
Yeah.
I've got to see how Arsenal come out of this run of fixtures. And it's funny because it's ironic because I said that, 3 or 4 games ago when we had Aston Villa away, Spurs away, and Man City away all in a row, and then PSG as well, mixed into that. But we've shown we're capable of beating these teams even without some of our better players as well.
Yeah,
we've shown as well this season that we're adaptable to opposition. The thing that we've yet to show is how good we can be when we have to rely on our second string players or our bench players, and the only time that we've done that is against Southampton, and in that first half we didn't create nothing, bro. We had Jorginho in midfield.
I watched the game. It was dusty, bro. I actually laughed. I watched the game, and that's why I said there's cracks. I just feel like though, when teams score, they panic against you lot. Leicester panicked, Southampton blatantly panicked, and if a team can just settle themselves and just calm down, it would be very, very interesting. You could have easily drawn against Leicester. You could have easily lost to Southampton, and that's the things that Arsenal fans, for me, I feel like are overlooking, and that's why I said there are the results papering over the cracks. You got the result, but the cracks are evident to see. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
I've just remembered, Dej, the last time that me and you spoke properly, and we was on a stream properly, was when Arsenal signed Kai Havertz.
Of course I have. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
And I said to you, I remember rightly saying this to you, that I wasn't happy with the signing. I didn't think, Kai Havertz was going to do anything at Arsenal. However, I was quite willing to sit there and say that Kai Havertz would have a better goal-scoring season than James Maddison. And that was last season. And he did.
Yeah, he did. I'm not going to lie.
And he's outscoring James Maddison again this season.
Just let my brother cook. Let James Maddison cook. I mean, obviously, Havertz is a better finisher. What I want to know is whether he's going to have a better season than Solanke. I think that's the comparison that you need to be making. Do you think Havertz will score more goals than Solanke this season?
Yes.
I'm not sure about that. I think Solanke, if Tottenham start looking for Solanke, I think Solanke bags more goals. I think Solanke can hit 18 plus Premier League goals. That's first. There's no reason why I can't.
I'll tell you why I think Kai Havertz will outscore Solanke. Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka at the moment is putting them on a plate for everyone.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's interesting. But he's putting it on the plate so long as he plays. The thing the point you mentioned before is that Saka could be, you guys need to manage him properly so that he doesn't get long-term injury. And I don't want to see Saka. We want to see our best players always playing week in, week out. But I am worried, for safeguarding reasons, I am worried about how you men are treating that young man. So big up to you. But I need to bring in a couple of my peeps. But Brandon, big up to you. What's your prediction for the Chelsea-Liverpool game? I know we didn't talk about it, but I just want to get your prediction before we go.
Oh, I don't know. Chelsea are looking all right.
Yeah.
Chelsea are looking like they could get top 4 this season.
Calm.
I still think. Where is it? Is it at Stamford Bridge or is it at Anfield?
I think it's at Anfield. I think it's at Anfield. Yeah, pretty much.
If it's at Anfield, Liverpool win that. I think the only thing that I'd say about Chelsea at the moment is they haven't actually come up against a team that has a strong defence. So although their front line looks decent, Sancho, Palmer and all the rest of it, I'll be interested to see how Chelsea's front line fare against Liverpool, because Liverpool's back 4. I believe Liverpool have conceded the least amount of goals in the league so far.
Yeah.
So, and I think we all know as well that Chelsea's back 4 is just not going to cope with the likes of Salah and
I don't think so.
I can't see it, bro. So I think Liverpool win that. I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0. Fair. Brandon, well, thank you, bro. Thank you for joining in. I've got a couple of brothers waiting in the back. I've got Minerals FC. I've got Gaming for Life. So thank you, Brandon. Let's make sure we catch up another day. But thank you, Brandon, setting off the tune there with some good conversation in the location. Gaming for Life, I'm coming to you. Just hold tight, my bro. I'm coming to you. I need to bring on Minerals FC. What are you saying, my G?
Yeah,
what are you telling me? What are you saying?
Domination in the location.
And with penetration and the celebration.
Yeah, come on, dog. Listen, bro. I'm cheesing right now, yeah. But I have to talk about Spurs. And
are you first and foremost? Are you a Tottenham fan?
Nah.
Who do you support?
The Ups, bro.
Why are you talking about my club, bro?
Because
all right, go through. Say what you want to say. Go on. Say what
I want to say is
I'm gonna defend my club. I'm not gonna have none of it. You know that already, anyway.
What I'm saying is Ange still needs time at the moment because the results have been okay, barring the Brighton game.
You think so?
You know what
the Newcastle game we should have won. We should be winning.
I'm saying the results overall have been okay considering people were saying you'd go in crisis after the Arsenal game.
Yeah. Well, bro, the thing is, though, I can't help it. I hear what you're saying. Look, for me, I'm torn because on the one hand, I do enjoy the football that we're playing. I'd rather Postecoglou ball than Mourinho ball than Conte ball. I do think that we're one of the best footballing teams, if not the best footballing team in terms of the possession and the domination in the location. For real, Tottenham got that. What I'm not happy with, though, is the management. I think if we managed things better, we would have slapped you, man, up. If we just done a couple tweaks. I think if we managed it better, we get a win against Leicester. If we managed it better, we draw against Newcastle.
No, in my opinion, you guys beat Newcastle, bro.
We should have beaten. Huh?
You missed sitters against Newcastle.
Yeah, bro. So for me, though, at the rate that we're going, Tottenham could lose. We could take L's in double figures, bro, and that's unacceptable. Because for me, Tottenham need to be finishing in the top 4. Based on what you've seen, Minerals, can you see my club finishing top 4? Because that determines whether we should give this brother time or not.
No, you man ain't finishing top 4 because you're too open at the back, man. And I'm just saying the reason why I said he still needs time is because that time will be like 15 games. After 15 games, that's when you can say man out or in.
15 games.
Do you think that's a good target or 10?
I think, yeah, I hear that. Give him time. I said, I don't know if you've heard me say it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't mind giving him. How many games we play? 7 games?
Yeah.
I said for Postecoglou to keep his job, he's got to win the next 10. Now, I've seen a bag of people telling me, Dad, you're unrealistic, tear. I'm like, look, I have standards for my club. Right now, bro. I am looking at top 4. And I'm doing the maths, bro. I'm doing the maths. We've lost 3 already, which means we can't afford to be drawing and losing any more games anytime soon, because we still got to play Plymouth. We still got to play you-man again. We still got to do Liverpool twice. We still got to do Chelsea twice. Do you get me? So it's looking very, very suspicious. So we got to go on a run where we take W's from some of these teams. Now, for me, you could be right. If he wins these next 8 games, of course, he has to keep his job. He's won the next 8. But if we lose 2-3 games in our next 8, that's 6 defeats, bro. Nah, that's relegation.
The reason why I said he needs time is it's too early. You know, he beat United, then that bought him some time for me. That's what I'm saying. But after he has to win the next 10 games for sure, because like you guys need top 4, man. Like last season it was he kind of overachieved by getting 5th, but you could have got 4th.
We could have got 4th, bro. Easy. Slap up City as we normally do, and we get 4th.
But it was for better and worse, though. That's the thing. Like you guys didn't want Arsenal to win the league. That's why. I'll
be real with you. I didn't give a damn if you don't want. I would have taken you, man, winning the league if we were in the Champions League. I don't care about what you guys do. I care about my club and having a big game mentality. Don't worry about the ops. Do your thing. I wanted top 4. Whether we were ready for it or not is another story. But I wanted to be in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
And Mandem was celebrating losing and that.
Yeah, I mean those Spurs fans, I can't even chat for them. But for me, bro, I think Tottenham need to gaming for life. Where have you gone? Get back on there. But for me, I need to see my club getting Champions League football. But bro, look quickly before I bring in gaming for life, my bro. What are you expecting from your club? Are you happy with what you're seeing from your club this season?
Yeah, I'm happy at the moment. I'm happy, and we just need Odegaard back, and we'll have our creativity fully there, and then we should win the league. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think you can cope without Starboy? Can you cope if Saka was to get injured? I'm not wishing bad upon him. I'm just asking a question.
I think we can, bro. You know what I mean? Trossard, right wing, Martinelli there. Like we should cope, innit?
Martinelli and Trossard.
No, Martinelli can play right wing though. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that sounded really dusty. I can't even lie to you. Martinelli right wing and then Trossard. But okay, big up to you. Let's see Wagwan, innit? We will see Wagwan and then we will take it there.
Yeah. Thanks, Didge.
No, thank you.
In the location.
Domination in the location with penetration and celebration. Big up,
Come on, blood.
Thank you. Love G. So we've got gaming for life, and then I got match day guru, making an appearance. Yes, we're gonna get into a lot of things. Gaming for life. You must be gaming this weekend. Chelsea, your club, playing Liverpool. Chelsea fans shaking their bum violently like they're about it. We will know for certain which one of these managers is legit, Slot or Maresca. Wanting to know, gaming for life, who is legit?
Who is losing?
Who's legit? Who's the legit manager? And big up VJ in the building, dropping another super sticker, supporting me.
I don't. As much as I say, I'd see this game going more into a draw than a loss, in my opinion.
And then, Bobby, you were dusty then.
Because, let's be real, every time we verse Liverpool at Anfield or Stamford Bridge, it always ends up in a draw. But I could see this game going into goals. Liverpool fans have been shaking their bums. Oh, we're going to batter Chelsea at Anfield. All right, cool. So if that was the case, why did Man City not batter us at the first game at Stamford Bridge?
Yeah, fair.
So why are Liverpool going to batter us?
The reason why people think Liverpool are going to batter you, man, is because they look at your back line. That back line is dusty. I mean, it's worse than Spurs.
But Sanchez it's improving,
though. Gusto's the only good thing happening in the back pause. The rest of it is dustier than Tutankhamun. Palmer.
We have no injuries. Reece James is back. We have no injuries.
The only thing I would say, though, and is it fair to say that if Cole Palmer catches a chill, the rest of the Chelsea team suffers from frostbite?
if Cole Palmer and Caicedo get stopped, we are finished in that game. We're done. We're losing that game.
Because I'm just looking at how you're gonna stop Salah, Diaz, Jota. You know,
Well,
midfield.
I think what's his name?
Gravenberch up against Enzo. What are we talking
Nah,
about?
do you know what? In my opinion, I would say Lavia to start because if you have Lavia, Caicedo, and Palmer, that midfield is good for me.
Has Lavia started this season? Any matches?
Yes, he has, but then he got like injured a bit, but he's back. I think he had a bit of minutes, but I'm not sure that he's going to start in the Liverpool game. He'll probably be on the bench.
Well, I just want to know what's the likelihood of him starting against Liverpool. I agree with you. I think Lavia is a gunman. He's a bad man. I think he's a quality. But he's not going to start against Liverpool this weekend. He's not going to do that.
No, I doubt it because like what we've heard from Maresca is that he's fit, but he's not going to start. Reece James is literally in training right now, but he will probably get some minutes. So, yeah. But I am not worried because we have no injuries. And like I said, I'm looking forward to this game. It's going to be big.
So you think with no injuries, you can go toe-to-toe with the best in the Prem?
Yes. Because if we had Pochettino right now, we'll be having 6 injuries by now.
Thank you for that. Hey, Pochettino took over the US team and they got slapped by Mexico first time in 5 years. I'm not gonna lie, I love Poch, but that is a dusty kind of stats. Guru, I'm coming to you in just a moment. What I want to know from you, my bro, is that I don't rate Arne Slot either. For me, Liverpool ain't really done anything to warrant anyone shaking their bum for them. But I also feel like you man are a little bit like Liverpool as well. You haven't really played anyone of substance. The one team you played of substance, you lost.
City. Yeah.
Everyone else you should be slapping up. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, what I want to know from you is, if you lose this weekend, whoever loses between you two teams is answered my question. Then you're not legit, in my view. Do you know what I mean? You've had a good start to the season. We saw that with Tottenham. Because I just like Arsenal, I'm seeing cracks at this Chelsea team. The one thing that you've got going, though, that I do like is when you smell blood, you kill.
Yeah.
You did it against Wolves. You've done it against Brighton.
See, every goal we concede, I don't worry. If Liverpool score first, I'm not worried. I know we'll come back.
I think you would be worried because are you really can your attacking line break down that Liverpool defense?
Yes,
I genuinely. Nicholas Jackson ain't doing nothing against Van Dijk. Let's be real.
No, but then you have other players that can.
Like who?
Cole
Palmer is the only man that can do something in that starting lineup.
You got Jadon Sancho. Who? Sancho ain't been that bad.
Yeah, Sancho is all right, but he's up against who's he up? He's up against Trent. Not bad.
That could be a good battle.
Maybe do something. Okay, all right. Who's on the right for you?
On the right, it's going to be Madueke regardless because we know Palmer ain't going to start on the right, so Palmer's going to be on the 10.
Yeah, but Palmer ain't going to do nothing against Van Dijk and Konate, is he? Let's be real.
I mean, he's either going to pass it to Madueke or he could just do something. We like I said, we'll see. Like I don't know. I'm just looking forward to the game.
So, what's your prediction for the match this weekend then?
2-1 Chelsea.
If you're right, gaming for life, man will have to just big you up. You know, I actually think. I can't even call it. I think both teams are fraudulent right now. Yeah. I don't trust Liverpool. I think they're frauds. And to be proven, innit? It's like frauds until proven innocent, that kind of thing. And I feel like you man are frauds as well. I'm not trusting this Maresca guy, but Chelsea fans seem to be happy with what they're seeing. So we will know this weekend. Gaming for life, I hope you're right. Because if you're right, then I was right about Arne Slot. And Arne Slot was right about himself. The second they come up against a test, I think you will pose a test to Liverpool. Because if you are able to come through, then big up to you.
Yeah, because we have harder fixtures coming up. We have Liverpool, we have Man United, we have Newcastle.
Can we not count them?
Well, Man United. Oh no, we're not going to count.
Yeah, we're not talking about hard fixtures. Let's not count Manchester. You can talk about everyone else. So who you got? You got Liverpool. You got
Newcastle.
Yeah,
and Arsenal.
Have you got Villa?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we have Villa or not. This season. No, it might be United. We probably the teams are named as United. Just them 4 teams.
All right. Well, look, good luck. Let's see what I want. Let's see what happens. And we'll all be watching it on Sunday. I might even have to do a reaction to the game, the tell of the fraudsters. But big up Gaming for Life.
Big up.
I'm going to have to move on to Match Day Guru. Thank you. And then I got the Spurs Slayer. The people are coming true. So big up. Thank you, Gaming for Life. Big up, big up, big up. So, Match Day Guru in the building. Oh, I thought that was a Liverpool kind of thing. And then I'm seeing, what the hell is that? Is that William Gallas or is that Thierry Henry?
No, that's Thierry, man.
Oh, Bloodfire. What is going on, Match Day? Tell us. What are you trying to tell me? Are you, man, a one-man band? Because I know you were there in the chat listening to Brandon, who confirmed that you, man, are literally a two-man team, Saliba and Saka. Are you guys legit? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I hope you're not doing a Stevie Wonder and a Ray Charles.
No.
That you ain't seen.
I'm a more pragmatic fan.
Okay, fair. All right, so I'll let you speak then.
No, I'm one of those that isn't just blinded by the light and stuff.
My type of people ain't blinded by the light.
That's why, hate Spurs but respect you, because besides the chest that you got, you have standards for your team. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So that's where I am as well.
Yeah,
I'm not happy finishing second every year, man. I'm just not. That doesn't equate to a trophy. You know what I mean? I'd rather finish fifth, go to Europa League, and win an FA Cup. That's my take.
Okay.
People might disagree with me. That's fine.
Yeah, I like that. But at least I like your stance. I don't like people who do Humpty Dumpty, who sat on the wall and then stayed on the wall. You know, you're coming out, letting us know right now who you are, what you're about. And I like what I'm hearing from you, Matchday Guru. So what are you saying then? Are you happy then? Because the tone in your voice indicates to me that you're not really gassed. You're not really excited from what you're seeing from your club.
No, I don't get too gassed this early in the season. I was gassed 2 years ago when we were eight points ahead. Yeah. Then we bottled it. Yeah. I'll say it how it is. We did, you know. Losing to the likes of Southampton, that's not how you win a title race.
Yeah.
It's just not.
So can I ask you a question?
Last year.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you.
Go ahead.
Because a lot of Arsenal fans have been shaking their bum violently against the draw against Plymouth. And I want to know your view about that. Again, I thought it was given the circumstances, it's to be respected. But we also know that Plymouth are pretty poor at the beginning of the season. So should we take anything from
or Brighton?
City. I'm talking about City. I call them Plymouth.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No, to be honest with you, I was pretty proud of the team that day because going 10 men down, and to be honest with you, this whole kicking the ball away, second yellow card is ridiculous. But you saw what happened to Rice. Just don't do it. You know, it's
simple. Just
don't do it. It's not that hard. Just leave the ball where it is.
Yeah.
But I was pretty proud of the boys that day because, City, we were winning that whole game pretty much.
Yeah.
Right? And then conceded a last-minute goal. I wasn't celebrating the draw at all. I feel like we should have won. But City are City. They do what they need to. And they always come up, you know? Yeah. And that's why I don't have that chest that other Arsenal fans do where it's like, we're going to win the league this season. I know we must because...
Well, it's a must, in my opinion. 6 years. No. 6 years of this project.
No, we must.
But, bro, can I ask you a question? Go on, sorry.
No,
every time you say we must something, you keep...
The reason I say we must is because 2 years challenging. If this year we don't, next year Chelsea are going to come out stronger. Liverpool, I'm not sure because FSG is an absolute shambles, just like the Kroenkes. So, not too sure about that. But United will come out stronger as well. So, just there in the Big Six, we beat most of the Big Six last season.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty sure we had no loss against the top 6 teams last season. But we still didn't win the league, you know? And that's not going to continue to be the case. So you have to capitalize when you can.
I actually agree. for me, if you don't win the league, I think you lose your players. I think just like how people were putting pressure on Kane, how long are you going to stay at Spurs and potentially go winless without a trophy? I'll be looking at the likes of Saliba. I'll be looking at the likes of Saka. How long? Because there's loyalty and there's actually, when you get to a certain standard, because we're talking about standards, me and you, in football, you can't really put up with an FA. It's not enough to win another FA Cup. These ones want to be playing in the best competitions, in the best finals. You want to be winning the Champions League. You want to be winning the Prem. Would you agree with me that if you don't win the Prem or Champions League this season, players like Saliba, Gabriel, Saka start to ask questions? Because if not now, when?
No, 100%. And I'm with you there as well, because the thing is, I started supporting Arsenal in 2002, yeah? When I used to live in the Congo. And I live in Canada now, but besides the point, I do not see a way where we don't win a major and we hold on to these players that are world class. I don't classify them as that yet, but they're close to it, you know? And we're notorious for just losing players year in, year out. Our best players just go to other teams to win trophies, and they do. Their next season, they win trophies. Nasri, Van Persie, Henry, everyone, you know?
Yeah.
So, no, I'm done with the whole process thing, because like I do give props to Arteta where it's due, where we were in a place where we needed a rebuild, right? Yeah. And he's done that. And I give this analogy all the time. I work with a lot of like tradespeople and like construction groups, yeah? And the thing is, in order to build a house, you need the apprentice that can build the foundation and stuff and do all the rough work.
Yeah.
But you need a journeyman to actually build the house, because no one else has the experience.
For real.
And if this year we don't get over the line and win a major, then it's finished. I feel like Arteta needs to go.
Damn.
I'm happy with all the stuff he's done, but you got to hold your hands up sometimes and be like, you know what? He might just not be the guy to take you over the line. It's not hard.
I respect that. And that's what I'm talking about. When I'm talking and I'm asking questions, a lot of Arsenal fans get vexed with me when I was saying to them, I'm not sure you've done enough in the summer to warrant some of the chest that I'm seeing. For me then, because you said something about a trophy, and I want to know your standards. Second, because I've had a conversation with Northside. He's got a different opinion. Lee Gunner, you know his opinion. He doesn't give a damn what trophy it is as long as it's a trophy. Arsenal finished second with an FA Cup. Because you know my view on that.
Yeah.
Does he keep his job?
He will keep his job, but to me, he shouldn't.
Matchday Guru, we are veterans for life. That's what I'm saying. He should not keep his job 6 years deep. Do you get me? And even worse, we're not talking about the fact that I still think Arsenal could do the unthinkable. When he signed his 3-year contract, I actually came out and said Arsenal could go 8 years, and the only thing they've done in 8 years under Arteta is win one FA Cup. I literally thought I can see that happening, and that for me is a disgrace.
Bro, the thing is, we're kind of in the same boat as you, where like our board and ownership can't be ours, man. They just can't, because they're happy raking in all the money from all the other revenues. We were 2 points away from City last year, yet we made a profit this window. How does that make sense? Make that make sense.
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
Yeah. No, for real. For real. No, for real. Durag Diaries. Matchday Guru, thank you. Durag Diaries is in the building. My guy there. You get me? Make sure, follow him, smash a like, do all of that. But Matchday Guru, I like it. Standards. For me, it's not good enough. If Arteta does not win the league or Premier, and I talked about Arsenal winning the Champions League, I rated your team that highly. With all the banter, I still rated it that highly. They should have been able to do a job. Failure to win the Prem or the Champions League, and that's why Matchday Guru, I think you would agree with me when I said that I think Arsenal's more Spursy than Spurs. When I look at the transfer window and I look at how you guys have gone about your business, you're worse than my club. The results might show it, but actually, when you really unpeel the veil, you men are terrible.
No, 100%. We got another goalkeeper, and we got 2 defenders and a midfielder when we needed reinforcements in the attack. It makes no sense. It makes 0 sense. And we got rid of ESR, Vieira, Reece Nelson, and Nketiah, and we got no one in to replace those players. We got literally not a single person in to replace those players.
People banter Spurs. We brought in the business we needed to do. We needed a striker. We needed a winger. Whether you know about Odebear or not, I think he's got something, and unfortunately he's been injured. But we did the business in certain locations. We still need to do more, like left back cover for Udogie. We need a left centre back. You can see what we need to do, but we're filling in those pockets. And some may say we've already got a left winger in Yang, who we bought, who's the up-and-coming son from South Korea. You, man, just didn't get what you needed. And that, for me, is inexcusable. And if you don't win the Prem this season, then truly it is down to your ownership and management, because it's clear then that you, man, are not serious. You had 2 years. You could have won the league last season. You could have won it the season before if you just spent right. If you just bought the players you needed at the time in Jan, you would have been fine.
We've been in this spot where, like, in 05-06, we were always that one player short, or, if this player had come in a year sooner, right? And we've been in that spot for a long time, and it's still the case now.
Yeah.
And when did the Kroenkes come in? 18 years ago. So the math makes sense, and like, I'm not saying David Dean was all that, but when you do not have ambitious owners, your club cannot win. That's just how that goes.
He's no
City and Chelsea owners do everything they can.
Yeah.
Even Glazers and Ineos.
Yeah.
In the last 3 years, they've spent more than Arteta has in 5 years.
That's crazy.
Come on.
That's crazy.
I don't get it.
True sayings. Let's see though, but Matchday Guru, thanks for joining. Please make sure you come again. Let's have the conversation. There's so much that me and you can talk about as well. Even in the construction space. So big up to you. Thank you and good luck this weekend.
Yeah,
man. Matchday Guru in the building. Great conversation there. Great conversation. Someone who's real. Need to get more of this brother online as well. So definitely let's touch base. The Spurs Slayer has come through. My guy Dylan, Dylan in the building, What are you saying, Dylan? Dylan, I hope you heard. I hope you had the headphones on and you was listening to Matchday Guru. Yeah, really just shut things down. There's nothing for you, man. Well, I spoke to you before the Southampton game, and I'm not gonna lie, you man were looking very, very suspicious against Southampton. There's nothing for you. Yeah?
Likewise.
What do you mean?
Like, you lot were suspect too, bro. Am I lying?
Bro, I'm not gonna. My manager was suspect. I ain't even gonna lie to you. My manager was suspect. To get me, like mismanaging the thing. I'm not happy with him. I'm not gonna lie. I've given him 10 games to sort it out, or he should come out of my club. Simple as that. But bro, are you happy with what you're seeing? What are you telling me?
You know what? I'll be real, yeah. I'm happy because you know what? We're not far off top. It's not even 10 games of the season yet, bro. So, let things digest. When it comes to like December, January, we can all see what I've gone. You know what I mean? Like, let's not be overreactionary. Let's just calm things down. Let's see how it goes. We went through a tough patch. We had Tottenham away, City away, and we come through all of them games. What was everyone predicting? What was everyone predicting before them games, though? That's the question.
I think catching Tottenham at this moment in time, you caught Tottenham in a good moment. We also played Plymouth in a good time because we all know that Plymouth don't start the season strong. I think now we can judge you, man. Brandon was saying that you, man, got Liverpool to come. You got Newcastle to come. You got Inter Milan to come. This is when I think we can. Matt, I'll go as far as saying Bournemouth, my bro. Bournemouth.
It's a tough game.
That's
It's a tough game.
and
It's
the
a tough
fact that
game.
Arsenal fans are saying that Bournemouth is a tough game shows me that you man are not doing the Stevie Wonder and the Ray Charles thing. You man know you man are suspicious at the back.
Yeah, but you gotta be real though. No team in the Premier League is a pushover now. It's just how the game's gone. Obviously, other than Southampton, I don't know what was going on. I don't know what they were doing. Why they let Southampton take a lead at the Emirates? That's that madness.
They could have won the thing if they had more confidence in themselves. Obviously, because
I agree.
It could have been a madness.
Yeah,
letting them come to your yard and do what they did is suspicious behavior.
But I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you what. If we get through, because this is the same thing what a lot of Arsenal fans are saying. If we get through the Tottenham game, the City game, then yeah, they'll say that we are gonna win the league. Like I said, wait till December, January is over, squeaky bum time, and that's when you know what's gonna happen, who's gonna win the league, bro. Who's gonna be in pole position. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Obviously, we're not playing well at the minute, but look what happened the second half of last season. We turned up.
Yeah.
Turn up.
I think, so yeah. Last season, you guys look unbeatable. I'm just gonna own it. You guys look like you were gonna do this thing. I don't get that sense from you guys. I haven't had the sense all season. Yeah, but it's just like Liverpool. I'm waiting for the wheels to fall off for Liverpool. I'm not convinced by them, man. And Chelsea either. You know, there's a lot of teams these days, to be honest.
But yeah, it's true. But what I'm saying is, it's the same type of start. But the difference is, we lost around. I can't remember what games we lost. We lost a few games, or I think it was 2 games we lost at that around September towards January. We lost about 4 games, I think it is. But now the difference is, we're coming to November. We ain't lost the game yet. So let's see what happens in it. Let's see what happens, man. But listen, how you letting Welbs dunk on you, man, like that, man?
Bruv, you know what it is? Let me tell you what happened. For me, as much as I love the football, and big up to Rasta Mickey in the building. That will be the last call that I take. Rasta Mickey in the building, but bare people coming through. Oh my gosh, the Spurs Dan analyst. All right, quick one. The thing is, it's management. Postecoglou is a good manager. I like the style of play. But sometimes you have to humble yourself. And Jay Greens always tells me football's a humbler. Sometimes just respect the opposition. You can't always do what you want to do. Arteta knew that. He knew that Arsenal can't come to my gaff and try and play with Tottenham. You man ain't got the tools in your locker to do that. So he did what he did. Do you know what I'm saying? But Brighton was an easy win for me. And the manager let us down. That's why I'm not happy with Postecoglou, and I'm giving him 10 games to get it right. That's it.
Let's be real though. You lot are dusty though. You lot are dusty.
No, bro, we're not. You lot are Tottenham. Spurs player. Let me tell you, Dylan. Tottenham played the best football in the league. Let's be real. Let's not talk about rubbish. We played the best football. The only thing, like Brandon said, is we ain't been finishing off our dinner. Had we been finishing off our dinner, you would be singing a different hymn. Do you get what I'm saying? What I now need to see from my manager is when we've got the domination in the location with the penetration and we're 2-0 up, manage it. Maybe we don't go for the third. Yeah. Maybe we just sit back and
that's criminal. That's criminal. What?
No, bro, but that's what you've been doing. If it's all right for you, then it's all right for me.
If
it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me.
Before we go, I watched your stream, the live stream. What did you say? I don't give a damn how we play dust. What was it? I don't give a damn how you play. If we play like Arsenal, I just want
I don't care. If we have to do what you man have resorted to, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, we played good football in the first half, and what did it get us? It got us nothing. I'm not happy with it.
So we set trend then.
I'm not saying that you set trend. I'm just saying I can see what you man are doing. You man admitted that you weren't good enough, and you got the job done with the limited tools that you have. Respect to it.
But this is what I'm saying. I said At the start of the season, it's gonna be dusty, bro. It's gonna be dusty. You're gonna try new things. But when it comes to January, you lot gotta sort things out. But you see the thing is, with you lot as well, you lot can go far in the Europa League, but you lot can't be playing that dusty, that terrible Werner. I don't know how. It's
Timo
criminal.
Werner.
It's criminal. That
I've called him out
he's on
anyway.
the left wing. I know. I saw.
I ain't been to the gym in 5 years, bro. But this brother makes me want to go to the gym. I can't lie. I will fight this brother on YouTube, in the ring, Wembley, Cardiff, or Saudi. I don't give a damn. I will fight this brother, Timo Werner. I don't want him at my club. But Spurs player Dylan.
Say less, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Safe, bro.
Yeah, thank you, my bro. Big up to Dylan there, the Spurs slayer, shaking his bum violently. Dan, I've seen you. Give me a couple minutes. Let me just bring on Rasta Mikey and then Dan, and then we're going to wrap it up. Rasta, what you saying, my bro? Why ever not? Rasta? We can't hear you. The hitman says, if we lose to West Ham, are you? Of course, bro. I've given him 10 games, 10 straight wins. I want wins. Do you get me? Starting with West Ham. If we don't slap up West Ham this weekend, he's out. I will lead it. Me. I will lead the charge. Me. Yeah? Know that. I'm not joking. Rasta, I can't hear you, bro. So I'm going to bring Dan in. Let's see if we can get your mic working. Big up. Dan, how are you, man?
How you doing, Deji? Nice to meet you, mate.
It's such a pleasure to meet you. Been seeing you, but obviously it's lovely to put a face to a name. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about our club? Do you think I've been unreasonable with the 10-game must-win? It's just that I have standards, and I don't know about you, but I'm not feeling... I'm not happy with where we are at the moment. I can't even lie. Let me not even try and sugarcoat this. I'm pissed. And so I need to see results, and it starts against West Ham this weekend.
So talk to me about this 10-game plan then, Deji. What's this?
Dan, look, it's simple. Look, first, football's about buying yourself time. Had we beaten Brighton, I wouldn't be putting this pressure on Postecoglou. But we have lost, whether you like it or not, we've lost 3 in 7. Yeah? My prediction for Spurs this season was to finish 3rd or to get Champions League football. You're not getting Champions League football when you're losing every other game. That's what we're averaging at the moment. Win, lose. It's that kind of stuff. So for me, the 10-game plan means that if we can get maximum points in our next 10 games, then Tottenham, that's 15 games played, we would cement ourselves in the top 4 in terms of points achieved. And we can legitimately start to look forward and know that Spurs are fighting for Champions League football via the league. It's not acceptable for Spurs not to get Champions League football at the end of this season. And I think we'd be playing Russian roulette if we think we're going to rely on the Europa League to take us to the promised land, which is Champions League football. I would rather Tottenham do it via the league than us putting all of our eggs in one basket on the Europa League. We're not guaranteed. That's my night. Rasta Mikey, we're going to get you on next after Dan. Please, just bear with us as me and Dan just unpick this.
Look, sorry for my manners here. First of all, I should say hello to the chat. Big up to everybody watching. Big up to everyone in the chat. Massive big up to Deji. I'm a big fan of him. So it's great to come on and finally meet you, man. And yeah, we'll be getting you on our channel at some point.
Yeah, man.
I do admire your optimism, Deji. The 10 winning game run.
It's not optimism.
I can't see it.
It's a challenge. Huh? It's not optimism. It's a challenge. I'm setting the challenge. I set Postecoglou a challenge last 3 games. He had to beat Cov.
Do you believe it, Deji? Do you think we're going to win 10 in a row?
Bro, he has to win 10 in a row. He needs to come out.
Okay. So it's an Ange challenge more than you believe that he will.
Bro, well, at the end of the day, what do you want for our club this season, Dan? Where are you hoping Spurs to finish in the league?
Well, how long you got? I think how it's going right now, we'll be lucky if we finish 7th.
No, that's I know though.
Can I explain why?
Go on.
We're just too inconsistent.
Yeah.
We're way too inconsistent.
Okay.
The results evidence it this season, last season.
But why are we inconsistent though?
Because of Ange, he's not
Exactly.
willing to adjust his tactics.
Exactly.
He's
So
too inflexible. Deji, did you see his interview today on the Optus Sport?
I didn't watch the interview, but I've seen comments that he's made about
What's your
people
thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's ridiculous. He's saying he doesn't want to listen to anyone criticizing his style of play. He's not going to change or adapt. And I think it's foolish because, you heard me with Brandon. There's something about showing humility in football. And sometimes the Premier League, toughest league in the world, with the best analysts in world football, watching your team and your every move, you have to change it up. One of the reasons why Kane was so effective was because every season he would change something about his game. Dele Alli got caught out because he was doing the same thing, one trick pony, doing the same thing. They know what you're going to do, these late runs into the box. They stopped that. Now he's nullified. That's Postecoglou. Everyone knows what Tottenham are going to do. They know Tottenham are going to have the ball. What I want to see is better management of games. That game against Brighton was a disgrace because I think, Dan, I can just tell from the tone in your voice, you believe that Ange has the tools currently to get the job done, but he's mismanaging those tools.
I like that. I like how you put it. We definitely got the tools. We should be doing a lot better. I've lost faith in Ange. I've got to be honest, Deji. He's in an embarrassment at the moment. How could he stand there on that touchline in that Brighton match and let it all happen? Why didn't he act? Do you know? Can you answer that? Because I'm sure he's been looking at the mirror in the last couple of weeks, looking at himself, thinking, how could I let all that happen? Not one change, not one tactical adjustment. It's just, look, man.
Yeah,
I can't get over that, man. Honestly, it's shocking management.
It's shocking management, but also I think he's a gambler. And what I mean by a gambler is he's trying to do this thing where let me show faith, let me put my arm around the players. The Timo Werner thing, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see that this guy is devoid of any confidence. But it's not even a confidence thing. He's a crap footballer. That is the bottom line. Postecoglou trying to say he's a good footballer, blah, blah. It's a load of hogwash. Mikey Moore has shown us more in that little cameo he did out in bloody Bulgaria or Hungary the other day than what Timo Werner has done since he's arrived at our club. Sometimes you just got to make the tough decisions. Why have you got to force it? He's rubbish. And for me, that's why it's unforgivable. And when you've got Timo Werner on the pitch, what are you doing? You're giving the opposition what? Hope. Because he's the obvious weak link. He's so obvious. So Brighton are like, we're still in this because Timo Werner's on the pitch. And not making those changes. What's the point? Basuma, Pape Sarr. You make a change. Most managers make a change on the 60th minute mark, win, lose, or draw. They just make a change, freshen it up. He left it to the 80th minute because I think he genuinely believed, I want to see what these boys can do. No! Arteta's not going to do that because he knows it's not about seeing what the boys can do. It's about managing what you've got. And he's not doing that. So, look, I like how we're playing. I need him to manage the team better. So I'm not saying, but I have said also, it would be a disgrace if Tottenham don't get Champions League football this season, Dan. I don't give a damn how Tottenham get Champions League football, but we must be playing Champions League next season. If not, he has to go. What are we here for?
I don't think he'll last anyway, even before that, Deji. He's on downward spiral for me. I put a test on him. I set a test. After we beat Man United, I wanted him to go to Brighton and win.
Yeah.
And win and keep winning. But he failed the test. He failed at the first hurdle for me.
Yeah, it's true.
And he's becoming a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
He knows one way and one way only. And if you watch that interview, Deji, after when you can, he's saying he's not changing for no one. He's not changing his style. He's going to die on his sword. And it's a big problem, Deji. Big problem because any top manager has to adjust in games. We're not always going to blow teams away in the first 30 minutes. And if the game turns against us, what's he going to do? And he doesn't do enough. He doesn't do anything for me. He's got a lot to prove.
No, I think you're right. And LMS, thank you for the super chat. He says, Deji trusts the process in big Ange. He's an Arsenal fan and he's trolling us. The thing is, if he goes on, if he wins the next 10 games, I
Mhm.
will. What can we say? At the end
I'll
of the day,
change my mind.
yeah,
I'll
we
change
just
my
want to
mind.
see our
Yeah,
team be
yeah,
successful.
yeah,
But
yeah. It'll be
if we lose to West Ham on the weekend, he's got to get out, in my opinion. Look, I like him, but I will be saying to you, he's out of his depth. I don't want it to be the case. I actually thought he could potentially go one better than Pochettino in terms of taking us to a final and actually getting and winning a trophy and getting it over the line. But 3 games in, 7 games in, 3 defeats. And there's more to come. We've got Liverpool to play twice. We've got City to play. I mean, come on.
Look, Deji, all my hopes are in the cups, to be honest. I know you're not a fan of the domestic cups, and but that's all my hopes for the season now. I just don't think we're going to be consistent enough to put a run together to get into that top 4. That's how I see it right now. Obviously, if things change and we do put a run together, Deji, I've said to myself, I'm not even looking at that league table anymore. The only reason I'm going to look at that league table is if we get 5 wins on a row. 5 wins in a row, and then I might have a little look. I might have a little look and see where we are. But until then, I'm gonna watch the games. I'm gonna analyze the games. I'm gonna praise when there's praise due. I'm gonna criticize when I see fit to, and we'll take it from there. Look, Deji, there's a lot of games to play. Some massive games coming up. We've got that massive one against City coming up in the cup at the end of the month, and that's a game that I'm hoping that we win, because I don't think Pep is going to play a strong team, and I think there's a big chance we can get into the next round.
You know what, Dan, and it's so lovely to speak to you because we think alike. Because people said, "What do you think Tottenham are going to beat City in the cup?" And I said, it's not about thinking that Spurs are going to beat City in the cup. It's about Tottenham have to beat City in the cup. We know it's not going to be their strongest lineup, but if Postecoglou is going to be the man that we hope, because I hope he is the right person for the job. I really do hope he is. Then those are the games you win. Failure to win that game means you're not the man for the job, because we need a big scope. And the one thing that we haven't had under Postecoglou is a scope. The Liverpool game, we were lucky. Let's be real. VAR was on our side. United or Piccadilly couldn't find their shooting boots. And as for the others, we lost anyway. So what does it matter? We've not shown up against any of the big boys. So for me, this is an opportunity for us to show up. Even then, it's a depleted City team anyway. But we will take it as a sign that maybe he's truly he's the second season wonder kid that gets job done in the second season. But
definitely, man. I'm with you there.
Look, let's connect, please. I would love to join your channel, please. People, Dan, the analysts, let's get on there. Spurs fans, we're going to have some serious convo. You're giving him 5 games. You're nicer than me, mate. I thought the way you started the convo, I thought, bloody hell, someone who hates his guts, but you're giving him 5. I'm giving him 10. I'm not happy. I'm not staying with 5, bruv. It's 10. I didn't stutter and I didn't mix my words. But Dan, pleasure. Great convo. Thanks again.
Listen, Deji, man. Big you up, man. And we must do something together soon, man. 10, 15 minutes is not enough, man. We need to do a whole show.
No, we need that.
Link in, man. You got my number, So link me in, yeah.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Cheers.
Big up everyone. Bye-bye.
Big up. And big up, Dan. Great conversationalist. We have set the gauntlet. Can you see? That's Tottenham fans setting standards. Do you get what I'm saying? We're not just taking no rubbish. You get me? Arsenal fans shaking their bum. Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans shaking bums. Nah. We want to see 10 games. 5 first and then another 5 after. Rasta. What you say? What you do?
Yo, what's happening, man? Can you hear me now?
What you say, my G? What's happening, my brother?
No. I'm good, man.
You Tottenham fan?
Guess.
I think you're by your name, Rasta Mikey. I'm giving you Tottenham, bro. If not Tottenham, then you're Chelsea.
I'm in North, man. I'm Arsenal, man.
Oh, for crying out loud. What is it with you, man, today? Anyway? Why are you, man, excited? I'm trying to play Arsenal, man, today.
We're playing good, man. We're playing good.
Really? No. Have you been listening to what I've been saying? Brandon talked about the fact that you, man, are papering over the cracks. If I was an Arsenal fan right now, I'd just be typing in the keyboard, bro. There's nothing to be getting too excited about. You man have been looking very, very suspicious. I mean, I want to know for real. Do you legitimately think you man have been playing well, or you man have got the results?
To be honest with you, I think Arteta is got a different. He's approaching the league differently this year. So we're starting slowly, making sure that we compact defensively. We're not exerting ourselves at the beginning. And I think as the season goes on, you will see us come out a little bit more. And when we need at the end of the season, that's when you're gonna see the real Arsenal.
I hope so, Rasta, because I'm not being funny. Any team that's gonna win the league, there's an element of flexing their muscle. I'm seeing an Arsenal team.
Yeah, but for what reason though? Because that's what you guys did last year.
If you look, game recognized game, real recognized real. If you're legit, you're legit. And I'm watching you man against Leicester, bro. Let's be real. You man, you could have drawn that game. I watched you man against Villa. You could have lost that game. I watched you against Southampton, my bro. It wasn't impressive. So when I think you're mixing the emotions of winning with how you man defensively, you guys have looked really suspicious. The one person that saved you at the back has been David Raya. He's been on job this year. I can't lie. He's been the best keeper in the league. Had it not been for that brother and the mad double saves he's making, you would have been taking L after L after L. What?
Yeah, but Deji, we can say the same for teams like Man City, yeah. Like every season, Man City they don't play well the whole season.
Yeah, but that's not you.
They got periods. I know every year we always say.
Are you saying you man are moving like Plymouth? You're starting slow. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, man. I think we're pacing ourselves basically. That's the way I look at it. You know, I don't see the reason for us to be winning 5-0 at the beginning of the season when we got the whole season. And you know what happens in a season, yeah, because we've got a bigger squad this year. At some point, you're gonna play teams in the mid-table or bottom of the table, and they'll have so many injuries, yeah. And because of our advantage of a bigger squad, that's when we will start. You know, I'm not saying that's the best way to go about it, but I'm just saying that by design, that's how you approach the season if you want to win it.
Can I be real with you? I was speaking on Never a Foul, and I was telling the man then there that, you know, like Man City last season, at no point did they look good.
Yeah,
and to be
exactly.
honest, because they didn't look good, they almost lost the league. It's just that you man didn't do what you man needed to do.
Yeah, we bottled
and I
it.
warned
That's,
them.
that's the best way to say it. We bottled it. We bottled it.
You bottled it. I'm saying to you, I hope you're right, bro, because you're saying you believe Arsenal are going to wake up. And I said to the Plymouth Argyle fans last season, what happens if you don't wake up? If you don't wake up, you man are in trouble, you know. And this idea that your star boy is going to play every game like we're doing drills, it's not going to happen, bro.
You know what, Deji? Let me just say one thing, yeah. Which is what I've always wanted to tell you ever since I've seen you Never follow all the channels that you go on to, yeah. One thing that I wanted to say is that when I watch, anyway, maybe that's just my point of view. When I watch football, it's not about actually winning the trophy that I look at. Like I've watched Arsenal since the early 2000s. I've seen the Invincibles. I've seen all those periods I was there. The reason why I started supporting Arsenal was because I just liked the way they play football, you know. And luckily, when I started supporting them, they were actually winning things at the same time as well.
Yeah.
But it was just the weekend, you know. You turn up on the weekend, you know you're gonna do, you're gonna do madness, you know. You're gonna get, you're gonna win games and stuff like that. And we went through that period when we were losing a lot during the Wenger years, when he wasn't winning anything.
Yeah.
But then we kind of gone back to that point where we're starting to win games. You know, I watch every single Arsenal game now, knowing that at least if we don't win the game, at least I'm gonna see a good game. And you, as a Tottenham fan, just hold on a second. you as a Tottenham fan, honestly, I like Ange Postecoglou. I think he's actually doing well, and I
Yeah.
think you guys,
So
the
you're
way
thinking
you're
that me and
treating
Dan are overreacting?
the way you're treating him now, I'm telling you, when you guys get rid of him and you get some, I don't know who's gonna come after Ange Postecoglou, but when you get that guy, you guys are gonna wish you had kept this guy, you know. And I think this is what you watch football for, you know.
You know what? You said you said a lot of things, Rasta. 1 second. I just want to big up skills for the super chat. Big up to you, my G. And Rasta, you know, you said a couple of things that I kind of agree with. You know, you talked about the football. I like what Postecoglou is doing in terms of the football. What I'm saying though is because of the way he's managed the team, we are now putting challenges to him. The challenge being he's got to win the next 10 games. I'm not saying I want Ange out. But what I'm not going to put up with is Tottenham losing 4 of the next 8 games. That's unacceptable, bro.
But that's not fair, though, Deji. That's not fair.
Well,
you can't do that.
How can we lose 7 of 18 or 15 games? That's mad. That's Manchester Piccadilly settings. That's relegation fodder.
You know why? You know why I say it's not fair, yeah? Your team, the reason why Tottenham are not doing so well right now, it's not because of the manager. It's always been because of the player profile that you have. I actually think Ange Postecoglou.
You don't think it was
Ange Postecoglou, if he had,
he's
he's the type of manager that if you give him the right tools, if he's got the right players, like, you know, a good 11 squad, yeah, which is what I think where your problem is. You usually have like a good defense or a good midfield and a shit attack. Good attack, shit midfield, good defense. You know, you never have it all at the same time. And it's down to your owner that you don't have all those pieces together. That guy is a genius. If he goes to a big team, yeah, I don't know if he will go, but if he ever gets a chance to manage a big team, I like his football, man. You know, and I think you guys should do whatever it takes to hold on to him.
I think what you're saying, there's some points that I agree with. Look, he's playing good football. I don't want to see him leave. And I do feel that he has created a team that even Dan agreed, whether we like it or not, had the minerals. We had enough. That team is good enough to beat Arsenal. If you watch the game, we were much better than Arsenal. That team was good enough to beat Newcastle. That team was good enough to beat Brighton. That team was good enough to beat Leicester. The issue is we didn't do it. So although he built this wonderful house, like, you know, Matchday Guru is talking about the building, it's almost like then he started pouring water under the ground before the cement started to settle, if that makes sense. It's not making sense. And we can see with our eyes.
Yeah, but is it him, though, who's doing that? Or is just the player profiles that you have that they're not all...
You know why it's not the player profile? It's working. The domination in the location comes from the style of play working. Arsenal had to go defensive against Spurs. That means it's working. Newcastle had to go defensive against Spurs. That means it's working. Brighton, Leicester. So it's working. So it can't be the profile of the players because they're executing what he wants. What it is now management. If Arteta is humble and ugly enough to accept that we can't go toe-to-toe with Tottenham, so let's sit back and go hit them on a counter, or let's go for a set piece. Why can't he do that? That's the only question we're asking. And I'm not saying he should lose his job, but what I am saying now is we have to set... Tottenham must get Champions League football this season.
Do you know what? Look at Man United and what Ten Hag did against Aston Villa the last game, yeah? Guy abandoned his style of play because he was scared to lose a game, man. I never want to see managers doing that, you know.
I hear you.
I never want to see managers. You stick to your guns. You develop your playing style, which is developed over a long period of time. This guy is experienced, and he's managed so many clubs successfully as well.
But do you? But you know, Dan makes a point. Do you think his style of play, as an outsider looking in, can his style of play be successful in the Prem? Because I think that's the question. And when I say,
you know what? Yeah,
is it going to win the league? Playing that high line.
To that point, yeah, I heard somebody who was talking about how Pep Guardiola has changed football. Like every team is copying that style of play, playing out from the back, and you know. And I think it was quite refreshing having someone like Jurgen Klopp in the Premier League, because it was somebody who had his own style of play, which was different. And at some point, he managed to win a league. We'll never know if Ange Postecoglou style will win. I mean, I guess time will tell. But I like that. I think it's refreshing, to have somebody who comes in and says, you know what, this is the way I play. For us, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I also like football as well. Sometimes I watch your games. When you're playing some other teams, I just enjoy watching the football. And that's what I mean by that. Like, I just don't want to see people, just doing, trying to do, there's so many different ways to skin a
No, you're
cat.
right. And
And just,
you make a point, and that's why I said I like him. That's why I feel torn. I like what he's doing. I wouldn't change the way that we play. I'm not saying he should change our style of play. I watched Conte, I watched Mourinho. It was some of the dustiest thing that I've ever seen. But things like playing Timo Werner, he's crap. There should be no reason. I'd rather play. Then things like the Brighton game, bro, it was simple. Bring on Basuma 65 minutes or 60th minute when it was 2-2. Make a change. I'm not even saying that said 2-1. But that's all we're saying. Make a change.
Why don't you guys play Bissouma and Bentancur together?
I don't know because
I think that's actually a solid midfield.
He's trying to fit everyone in, and he's found Kulusevski playing well in the number 8 is, and he doesn't want to change his system by fire by force. He has to play 4-3-3. You can't play every player. I even think he could have gone Madders out wide on the left. He's not going to beat his man. He's not going to beat his man, but bloody hell,
but he's effective. He's more effective.
You know what I'm saying? Timo Werner, crikey. So that's all we're asking for. There are things he could have done with the team that would have got us a draw, or we would have got the win. And then no one's saying nothing. But when you leave it and hope for the best, that's unacceptable. For me, Tottenham should have lost one game so far this season, and that's the Brighton game. You know what I mean? The Newcastle game and the Arsenal game, we shouldn't have lost, but we've lost 3 games. And at the rate that we're going, bro, Tottenham will lose in the double figures, and that's unacceptable. We're not Manchester Piccadilly, and that's the reason why I am holding high standards. Tottenham must be in the Champions League this season.
Yeah, I think your squad is good enough to make Champions League this year. I think you got a good enough squad for that.
Provided we go on a run. If we go on a run of games, we'll get Champions League. That is the next 5 to 10 games. We must get wins. We've got to be beating West Ham this weekend. We've got to be beating Crystal Palace this weekend. We've got to be beating Villa. But we lose one of those games, top 4 is done.
Are you guys home or away this weekend?
We're home. We're home on Saturday.
Oh, you should be able to win that. So West Ham are not playing so well this year anyway. So
I hope, man. But stranger things have happened, bro. I saw Tottenham completely comfortable. I was on my stream. I was talking about to love and to be loved, and then it turned into a disaster movie. It turned into a horror show. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. I hope Tottenham get the win. But let's see. But yo, Rasta Mike, you know what? I love your perspective on football because I said the same thing. I want to see. We are supposed to be entertained, and that's why I criticized Arsenal for the way they approached the game at Spurs. But then people have tried to persuade me and say, well, you got the result. And so we're having to mix beauty and the beast, And so far, I would say that Tottenham is beauty and you men are definitely the beast because you guys can do the ugly stuff for getting the results. That's the truth.
No, you know what? Yeah, I think the beast comes after you've perfected the beauty, because you can only bring out the beauty when you feel like it. So the beast is more like, look, now we're going for it. We're not messing around. We just wanna get results. And I think Arteta is hurt. With the last 2 years. Where you almost got there, but you just didn't get there. So I think he's got to that point where he's like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that I get 3 points every game. I like that about him, I didn't like Mikel Arteta at the beginning. And this is the reason why I was saying that be careful how you treat Ange, because I got onto that train of Arteta out, and the guy turned it around, And that's the thing where you're like, you know what? Don't be so passionate about kicking your manager out because...
fair. But I got a quick question before we go. Big up to everyone locked on. Make sure you smash a like. Great conversations. Quick one, Rasta, though. What is your expectations of Arsenal this season?
Wow, that one is a big question, man. I think we just need to win something, any trophy. I don't care, League Cup, FA Cup, whatever, man. I'll take anything. I don't
So
want to say Champions League or the league because
if
those
you win
two
the
are just.
League Cup and finish second, is that a good season for Arsenal?
If we win the League Cup and we finish fourth, I'll be happy.
Eh?
I'll be happy. Oh, it's the
And
same thing.
Arteta keeps his job.
Yeah, it's the same
And
thing.
the
If we
League
finish
Cup.
second, if we finish second and finish fourth, we still get Champions League. But we got a cup, man. This is the thing that he needs. That honestly, he needs a cup, man. Honestly, this guy has only won one cup in 5 years, yeah. And if you were doing that to Ange now after like 5 years, I'll say you're right to do that. You know, I can say that after this season, if he doesn't win anything, man, how long do you need? For me, it's the same thing. If he doesn't win anything at all and he gets second, like by 1 point, I don't care. We did that last year. You know, I want progression in terms of, you know, at the end of the day, you know, something to just celebrate, you know, at the end of the season, you know, for his sake as well. Because to be honest with you, if it was up to me, even if he doesn't win a cup and he comes second, I'll probably be like, oh, you can stay. But I know that there'll be big, huge fan base, Arsenal fan base who will be kicking him out on
League
Twitter.
One and North side will have him lose his
Hey
job.
man, these guys are sharpening. They're sharpening the knives already, man. You know,
For real. Now, big up Rasta. That is a great conversation there. And please,
nah, it's so good, man.
let's talk again. It'd
Yeah,
be
definitely,
interesting
man.
to talk to
Definitely,
you.
man. You're doing well, man. I like your channel, man. I'm always watching you guys, you know, and you're doing so well, man. Big up to you, man.
Big up now. Thank you so much. And look, let's definitely chat again because, you know, let's say the wheels do fall off and you lose 1 or 2 games. It'd be interesting to get your perspective. You seem like you got a level head. I respect that. And actually, you got me thinking, like, do we do an Arsenal? I've been talking about if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me, and use Arsenal as the barometer. But if I'm going to use Arsenal as the barometer, he's still got to do what Dan says. He's got to win the next 5, even if he then loses again.
You're getting influenced, Deji. You're getting influenced by people. I've been watching you, man. You know, the people that you're hanging around, the Tottenham fans, you're getting influenced, man.
You know
you're the biggest Ange supporter, and now you're like...
When you get trolled and you get all these negative comments, maybe I'm getting blasted. I just need the win. Maybe.
Nah. You'll be right. You'll be right, man.
Big up,
man.
Thank you, Rasta Mikey. Big up to everyone locked on. It was a fantastic evening. Good conversation. Good luck to all your clubs. You know already that, man, I'll be waiting there. Tune in on the weekend. I'll be doing another watch along. Hopefully my team does what it needs to do. Big up to you. I'll be on Never a Foul later. I'll be on King North Spurs King TV and all them things there. But thank you, everybody, and good night.